Hello, welcome back to Hunter Tuned. Got a little bit different atmosphere going on today, and that is because I'm showing you guys something a little bit different on the channel. So I had a lot of really good response, and the last build that I did regarding something like this got the most amount of views on my channel. So I figured instead of using my dad's truck all the frickin' time, because I've been borrowing my dad's truck to tow my race cars to and from the racetrack, and that truck is kind of really clapped out, and it doesn't it just doesn't have a good tranny in it. It's got bad it's got a lot of problems, and it's really rotted, and it's a 1500 truck, so it's got the 4L60 and all that junk. So I thought instead of bugging him all the time for using the truck and whatever, I would just buy my own truck. So I picked up this is a 99 or 2000, late 99, early 2000 Chevy 2500 Silverado 2-wheel drive. Wave. Okay, so as you can see, the truck isn't the prettiest thing in the world. It's definitely got some rust. I am in Wisconsin, and there is a lot of salt and stuff up here, so a lot of these trucks are, you know, they're rusty. But the bed's rusty a little bit, the cab corners. This side actually ain't too bad, but the rockers are gone on this side. The front fender's got a little rust there. Walking around the truck here, it's got some scratches in it here and there. It's got some rust on this side as well. It's got some rust down there. And yeah, so not the prettiest thing in the world, but for what I'm using it for and for what I need, this thing is perfect. I pretty much just wanted something that was like in my budget, which is extremely cheap, that had the 4L80E transmission, because the GM 4L60s really suck, and especially if you're like towing anything, you gotta baby the damn thing to keep it together. And with the 4L80, I mean, you could throw 500-600 horsepower at this thing and tow a boat the size of my house, and it'll take it all day long. Another thing that's cool about the 2500 versus like the 1500 that I built previously is this thing has a big old rear end. I think this is like a 14 bolt, 12 or 14 bolt Chevy rear end, and full floater, I think it is. I'm not 100% sure, but the rear ends are a lot stronger, so you can do, you know, Hoonigan burnouts and not blow it out, because the last truck I did had the stock 10 bolt, and I busted, well, this is going to be the third truck that I've done. The first truck that I did was a GMC Sierra 1500 2-wheel drive with a 4.8, and I boosted that, and I broke like 3 axle shafts in the rear end, and then I said fuck it, and I swapped in an axle, put some ladder bars and shit on it, and it fixed the axles breaking. But I ended up selling the truck before I really put good power to it, and like I didn't put a sticky tire or anything on that truck ever. But so I sold the blue truck, had axle problems, got the white truck that's on the channel, and that also had issues. I blew the differential in that, so I swapped it out with like a Detroit True Track, and never had issues with the 10 bolt after that. And the 10 bolt's still a decent rear end, but the differentials kind of suck. So anyways, yeah, that's a good thing that this thing has the really good rear end. And then obviously it has the 4L80E transmission instead of the 4L60. The 4L80, like I said, can take a lot more abuse. I swapped in a 4L80 into my last 1500 pickup truck, which can be a little bit tricky, but it's not the end of the world. But if, you know, I can get something that already has all that stuff in it, which this does, kind of helps me out, have to do less work to the truck to get it to where I want it to be. So this thing's got brand new freaking tires on it. It has a brand new bed liner, so when I cut a hole in the bed, you won't notice it. Because you know, usually on these trucks I'll cut the bed right here to access the fuel pumps and stuff, because I personally don't want to drop a 32-gallon gas tank. I filled this thing up today. I went and bought it today. I went to go look at one south of town for me, and the guy ended up selling it, so that sucks. That one was really freaking cheap, but it was a regular cab, you know, 8-foot bed, all that. And I kind of like the extended cab. I had an extended cab before this one, and you know, the extended cab is nice, especially if I want to take this thing and tow my race car down to, say, Union Grove and go drag racing down there, because it's like a 2-hour drive. I can pack a couple buddies in the back of this thing and be comfortable, and you know, instead of having a regular cab, I'd be limited to taking, you know, one person with me, or maybe two if you got some small guy that can sit in the middle. So yeah, I drove about hour and 20 minutes to go get this thing. Guy was super nice, super cool. This thing's got a maintenance records for days. It's just, you know, it was a work truck or whatever. So the interior is pretty clean here. The seats aren't even ripped or nothing. These are just like the cloth seats, but I actually really like these seats and this whole interior that's going on this body style Chevy. This is the comfiest truck of this generation, I think, of any truck, I think. Just because, like, I've had Fords of these years and Dodges and shit, and the Chevys just are so damn comfy. I feel like that's why I keep going back to them and keep, you know, playing around with them. Plus, I know them and, you know, can tune them and stuff, so. And of course, it's got an LS under the hood. This is my first 6-liter that I've ever had. So normally I deal with 4.8s and 5.3s because 6-liters are extremely overpriced in my area. I mean, a 6-liter goes for around $1,000, where a 5.3 can go for $100. So I usually just build 5.3s because there's not really a huge difference, I don't think, especially when you put boost to them. You know, there's not a whole lot of difference that you can notice, but yeah, here's under the hood. I checked all the fluids when I bought it, and you know, engine oil was full, tranny, you know, was brown. It wasn't like black, which is good, because if it's brand new fluid, that would scare me. A lot of times if somebody has transmission issues, that's the first thing they're going to do is change the fluid. So if it had a brand new pink transmission fluid in it, I probably would be scared away, because, you know, why'd you change the damn transmission fluid? You have problems with it? But of course, these 4L80s are very tough, so yeah. It's got a brand new freaking battery in it. I forgot what else this guy did to this thing before I bought it, but it's got a little dent in the front bumper there, so, you know, that's not, you know, whatever, I don't even care. So yeah, my plans with this thing are probably going to be, to start off, I'm probably just going to tune the truck, which I'll probably do tomorrow right away. I'm actually going to my buddy's house right now, and I'm going to borrow his HP tuners cable because I don't have one of my own. I usually just borrow his whenever I need to tune something with HP tuners, or like a factory GM car or something like this. And figured that would be some really good content for you guys, and building this truck will be a lot of really good content for you guys, considering the last Silverado I had, you know, great response on, you know, I feel like those videos have 20,000 views on my channel, which is insane. And a lot of people liked that truck and the build and everything like that, so I feel like if I actually document this one like I've been doing on my YouTube with the Hondas and the Mustang and all that stuff, it may bring some traffic to the channel. So, because back then when I built that truck, I didn't film jack shit. I just filmed like, hey, I unboxed an On3 turbo kit, and then I put it on and I did a fucking burno. Woohoo! That's it. I didn't fucking be like, oh, you got to do this and you got to tighten that bolt like I've been doing lately, where, you know, I'm documenting more stuff. So I feel like I want to do some more documentation with this and do some HP tuner videos for you guys, because I haven't done any of those. She's got the typical Chevy exhaust leak. I romped on it a couple times coming home, and ended up making the exhaust leak even worse. So I don't know if it's got some busted manifold studs, or if it's got like you know, a flange gasket or something going out where the crossover connects to the headers. But I mean, this thing's only got 137,000 clicks on it, guys. I don't know if you can see it, but she's pretty low mileage. Watch, it's gonna blow up because it doesn't have 300,000. Look at all those goddamn bugs on the window too. These lake flies are getting sickening. All right, we'll do a little first to second gear pull for you guys to see how much ponies this thing has. Woohoo! 0 to 55 in 8.5 years. So anyways, this tranny shifts really good. That's like the main thing I wanted to make sure was good on it, and it's got a good transmission, so this thing shifts very nice, and it doesn't shift like hard or anything, it just shifts very fast. Typical 4L80, they're all usually pretty good. So yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna head back home. We're gonna unload some stuff from the racetrack and talk about, you know, some possibilities for upgrades on my Civic and for the Mustang. I got some parts coming for that stuff as well. So stay tuned and I'll pick back up when we get home. All right, guys, got home from running over to my buddy's house. We're still trying to find the HP tuner cable, so I don't know when he'll be able to find that. Hopefully soon, and we can get to playing around with the tune on the truck, because a lot of times those trucks from the factory, they run really lean, and they don't have as much power as they could if you tune them. A lot of times they pick up anywhere from like 20 to 50 horsepower, depending on how bad the tune is and all that kind of stuff. But I was driving the truck today quite a bit. I put like 300 miles on it almost, or 200 miles, not 300. Put almost 200 miles on it, and when I got home, I noticed that the truck started actually misfiring. So I pulled the engine light off with just my basics handheld scanner that I have, and it had a cylinder 5 misfire. So it's funny, I pulled the coil pack off and I put a different coil pack on it, and it runs completely fine now. No check engine lights or nothing again. But it's funny, my buddy's 6-liter that we bought that was like last year, we bought a 2500 pickup truck, pretty much just like this one, except it was a regular cab. And that one's also on the channel. He didn't really do a whole lot. He put a sloppy stage 2 cam in it and some valve springs, but that was really it. Oh, and he did a converter. And we also tuned that one, and that one made some pretty decent power, just all motor. It was pretty fun. But funny story is, the same exact thing happened to his truck. It would misfire, and it was a coil pack. So this is the second time I've had this issue on LS motors where the coil pack went out. A lot of people don't ever have issues with them, but I've had 2 trucks now that have had bad coil packs. So I have, you know, like 8 of them here just as extras to swap out or whatever. But got that all sorted out. Truck's running good now. It's got an exhaust leak, like I said. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna plan on turboing it, I think. I'll probably just do a turbo without doing a cam or anything. I might do a cam later, but I feel like I want to do just the turbo for now, and you know, just do it as cheap as freaking possible, because it's just going to be a tow rig. So I don't want to go like crazy with it or anything like that. But I was thinking about doing like a really cheap budget turbo kit, you know, decapped injectors, and you know, just tune the stock computer and build my own hot side like I did on the Mustang, and kind of place the turbo wherever it's feasible, and hopefully run a full exhaust. That's what I want to do on that thing. I want to run a full exhaust all the way out the back, with a cutout maybe. I don't know, something maybe like Slop Mechanics did on the Colorado. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do yet, but that might be down the road. I don't know when I'm going to plan on doing that. The Mustang's my main priority right now. I want to get the Mustang pulled in and work on it. I want to redo the hot side on it, and I want to do new turbo. So unfortunately, this video is kind of boring for you guys, but I'm just kind of updating you on some stuff. I got the truck, and also I've had 2 different shops that I've looked at so far, and the one shop looked really promising. Everything looked good, and the price was there. I'm looking for something around $500 to $800 a month for payment, and this one was like perfect, literally perfect. And guy talked to the owner, and you know, noticed that the owner didn't really want to sell that little bit. He wants to sell like more of the building and not just part of the building like I offered. And turns out that he doesn't want to sell it unless he's making like, you know, closer to $2,000 a month. So that shop is no go. And the only other freaking shops I can find are like $1,500 a month, and I can't afford that right now. So I'm still gonna keep trucking and trying as hard as I can to make this dream come true and get a shop and get a dyno so I can tune my cars and stuff. These freaking bugs are so annoying. Oh, don't worry, I just killed one of them because it landed in my GoPro stick, and they're like flying all over me right now. They don't bite or anything, but they're just a nuisance. You could probably hear them. It's fucking gross. So yeah, that's another reason I haven't really been wrenching the last couple days, because it's literally just lake fly infested out here. And it's lake fly infested outside. Like, you can't even walk. During the day, you can't walk because they're everywhere. That's just how it is. It's like a week of hell, or like a couple days of hell. And the bugs just get so bad where you can't even come outside and enjoy yourself. It's that bad. But for the time being, considering I don't have any room in my driveway, a couple of my buddies actually have storage units out west of town, and it's like south of town. A couple of my buddies have storage units like south of town, and it's like a big gated storage unit community. You can work on your shit there, and you can do all this stuff. So, and it's you can get pretty big storage units for like $250 a month. So I might just do that for the time being, so I have a place to work on my stuff and I don't have to crowd the driveway and all that. So I think I might go there tomorrow and see what we can find for a storage unit for the time being, like I said. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll hopefully do that for now, because I need to get out of the garage fairly soon. I need to move out soon. I got to make some money soon. I got to do all this stuff, so whatever. I got a new head gasket ordered for the Civic here as well. So we're going to be tearing the exhaust manifold and the turbo, all this off. Pull the cylinder head, put a new head gasket in this thing, and I want to repair the broken exhaust bolts that are in the cylinder head. And this thing should be back up and going. And I'm also ordering a new second gear and a new third gear engagement teeth for this car, because clearly I couldn't get it into second or third. So I plan on just buying a brand new second gear and a brand new engagement ring for third gear, so I can get this car into gear with no issue. Oh yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoy the new truck and are excited for the build, because I sure am. I really enjoy having a truck, like I said. And yeah, hopefully you guys will stay around. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel and you want to see more with the truck. And like this video if you guys enjoy it. And we will see you tomorrow for another one. Hopefully we can get a storage in or something. So yeah, have a good one, guys.